Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're gonna take a look at the most recent article posted on the Elyon forums. This one is addressed to their supporters, the people who are applying at the moment of this video to the second closed beta of the game, hopefully the last one as well. These people are gonna have, Elyon is gonna have a closed beta on the 25th of this month, 25th of July, and these people who apply are gonna have the opportunity to play the game. So because of those people and because of this beta test and for these people, Elyon has posted an article that covers a little bit of the basics on the game. The classes, the genders, the factions, and the character selection screen in that sense. So I'm gonna link you everything that I talk about, as always, is linked in the description below, so you can get to this article and read it yourself. We're not gonna read absolutely everything in terms of the story because it's translated poorly by my Google Translate app, but I just wanted to show you a couple of things for those of you who are new to Elyon, an MMORPG that I'm personally looking for. Cannot wait to get my hands on this one in the open beta this year. First of all, this character creation order, they give us a couple of basics about that. So you have to create an account, so there's the account name, and then you select the faction. And by the way, the faction that you select in Elyon is gonna stay with you forever, just like in Aeon, just like in Bless Online. If you have created a character on that faction, you cannot create a character that belongs to a different faction. Now, two different factions in Elyon doesn't mean that there's gonna be 4 or 5 races for one faction and a completely different set of races for both. It's more of which side you choose in that sense. The races in the game are still the same, right? Then after that, you're gonna select your class, your race, and your gender. You're gonna customize your character and you're gonna give your character a name, right? It gives you a couple of details here. This picture, for example, contains, this is gonna be the title that you have. This is how it looks in game, right? Your nickname and then the guild name, which looks pretty decent, non-invasive, which I like this. I don't necessarily like MMORPGs where everything in terms of character name and the guild name underneath and stuff like that is super invasive with huge big gifs or emoticons next to it. So yeah, this looks pretty cool. This picture by itself reminds me a lot of a combination in between BDO and Bless Online, if that makes sense. I mean, this kind of hair, this is very BDO-ish, and the fact that the character looks at you where you point your camera, probably this again looks BDO-ish. Other than that, the rocks and stuff kind of remind me of Bless Online, which is obviously two good things, right? Because the graphics in BDO are really cool, let's face it, and Bless Online was a game that I personally loved up until a point where they just destroyed it. So in terms of two different factions, you can create a new world with Practical and Rational Ontario. This is one of the factions that you can choose for one of the sides. Shall we even call them factions? Together with the Vulpin, which is the red one, you fight for honor and cause. You may be able to re-establish the kingdom's glory, right? So one of the two factions you choose, you're going to be locked into that particular faction. This again, this red and blue, two different factions or two different sides at least, reminds me again of Bless Online, because they also had these two different factions. They did have kind of different, a little bit, slightly different races for the two factions, while Elyon does not, but still it's kind of the same idea. Red and blue again reminds me of Aeon, because the Asmodeans were red, the Ilios were blue, and it is just a whole kind of Korean vibe that this is giving me, which is obviously a very positive thing for me. I love Korean MMORPGs, yeah. In terms of classes, they say here that the classes in Elyon are divided in 5 categories: Warlord, Elementalist, Mystic, Assassin, and Gunner. Warlord is a tanker, Mystic is a healer, Elementalist is a magic dealer, Assassin has the characteristics of near/far physics dealer, and Gunner has a physics dealer. Google Translate for the win, my boys. Anyway, so you get the picture. Warlord is the tank, Elementalist is the mage, the magical long-range DPS, Mystic is the healer, Assassin is the melee or far-ranged physical DPS, and Gunner is also a DPS with two kind of pistols, right? It's not the heavy metal of the gunner, like Lost Ark has the blaster or Terra has the gunner. It's kind of the two pistolier in a way, right? Out of these classes, 5 of these classes, I have no idea which one I'm gonna play, because so far as I'm just looking at this very raw and basic version of the classes, I understand it, I don't have a problem with it, but it's just very basic. There is no, I like classes that have a little bit of a zing, or they have to be a summoner or a spirit master or a necromancer kind of type, right? I like that magical summoning type of classes a lot. It's not present here in Elyon for now. Probably they're gonna have one later down the road. But if that's not present, I would like something with a zing. I've seen gunners in every MMORPG. Assassin is a very popular class, not my thing. I'm not gonna be healing. I'm not gonna be doing a mage kind of elementalist DPS. And Warlord, I guess, is the only option for me personally out of these 5 classes. So I guess for the open beta, when this is gonna start, Warlord is gonna be my choice, right? For the race and gender section, they have humans, they have elves, they have something translated as a subspecies. I call it the bunny race because it's pretty clear it's a bunny race. And they have orc, right? Interesting choices of races, kind of something for everyone. If you don't like any of these 3, you can just simply be a human, whatever class you wish, right? All of these races except the bunny race can be male or female, so the game is not gender locked, as I've told you in my previous Elyon videos. This bunny race though, holy shit, I mean, I don't know who exactly is going to play this particular race. I understand races such as Elyn in Terra or Popori in Terra or other very quirky, weird races like Asura in Guild Wars 2, right? But to play an actual cute bunny as a race, I mean, besides a handful of people, I just don't imagine who's gonna play this. The orc looks pretty cool, pretty badass, at least the female version of it. If the males are also done nicely and very orc-like, then I will definitely pick an orc for myself. Elf looks legit, and human looks legit also. Elf could look a little bit more elf in my opinion. But I guess they're just the 2020 version of the elves that you find in clubs and discos, right? And lastly, they showed a picture of a created character, which reminded me 100% of Bless Online. The menus, these things right here at the bottom, how it looks, and the name, and the black and white kind of very simple theme with black and white on top, and this thing right here as well. I mean, look at this. This is Bless Online, right? I even googled Bless Online character selection screen, and if you look at this picture, it's the black and white thing. Yeah, sure, there's some differences, of course it's not a copy paste, but look at these buttons right here. Look at these buttons, and then look at these buttons. And also the bottom of the thing, it's like a metallic kind of factory place, steampunk town. This one is also inside some factory with some vents and the metal on the floor. Anyway, so it just gives me Bless, which is not a bad thing. It's a good thing, because personally I loved Bless Online and I really wanted to cover it up until before release, when I changed my mind due to XYZ reasons. But before that I covered Bless Online for almost a year when it was out in Korea. So just saying, excited for this MMORPG. I'm going to link you this article in the description below so you guys can check out. Maybe you want to read a little bit more or save some pictures from here, etc. I'm going to see you very soon, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and lots of love, stay safe, and wash your hands.